There's a place, a state, a dimension, frequency, call it what you will. It's all around us. It surrounds us. It's in us. It's outside of us. It's above us. It's below us. It's everywhere. But oftentimes, we're just not able to sync up with it, to align with it. John, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the flow. A lot of my teachings really is teaching the art of the flow, and I made an audio book called The Art of the Flow several years ago, which I'm finally releasing. It's beautiful, and it's more than that audio book, and it's more than these words now. It's a very real thing, and you've probably experienced it at certain points in your life, and you felt amazing and uplifted and free from the mental bullshit in your mind that stops you from being who you are and doing what you want to do and having what you want to have. There's the flow. It's the most present place you can be. It's the place where you are free from the mind made you, from all the past stories, from all the future worries. It's the place where you are, and the flow just takes you. It takes you on a stream of yes, a stream of now, a stream of cool. But you're finding yourself in your day-to-day life, feeling like you're frustrated. You're in the Groundhog Day, the never-ending loop of what the fuck. Why is every day the same? You're not in the flow. But that doesn't mean you can't have moments of the flow. Even one today is so much better than none today, because it's very powerful, one moment in the flow. One moment turns to 2 moments, into 3 moments, into 4 moments, into 5 minutes, into 2 hours, into 3 hours, into 8 hours, and on. You know, there's exercises you can do to get yourself into the flow, and some social ways I do it. You know, I teach the way to get into the flow through being social, because there's nothing more powerful and tapped into who you are than being social. The very way that we are. I don't care if someone said you're introverted, bullshit. You're still meant to be social. You know, I like to spend a lot of time alone and recharge, but nonetheless, we must come out of our caves and we must connect. We must connect with others. We must. It is not an option. And we are meant to. There is no labels here. You are meant to connect and to receive from others and to share with others and to create more with others than you could alone, to synergize. You know, if you watch some of my other videos, you'll see me teaching guys, you know, walking down the street, waving, getting out of their heads, engaging their observations, using their eyes to see something besides their own thoughts, to see what's happening around them, to see people, to see women, to see what they're wearing, to see what they're feeling, to see what they're doing, and to be able to verbalize it and say it right to them in that moment that they see it. There's some exercises that if you start doing it right now, you'll quickly get into the flow, because you'll quickly leave your mind and go into the present moment by engaging your observations. So through your body, you can go into this spiritual place, this otherworldly place, this flow place, this state that never ends, through your body, through your observations. For me, one of my favorite things in the world to do is just put everything down, all my goals, all my plans, whatever I'm working on, and just go discover the flow. Go be with the flow. Sometimes I just do it for an hour in New York City where I live. You know, I just stop and I just do it. I just say, I'm just going to get into the flow, and I go work with it. And when I do, I just, you know, I could be so frustrated about something, work or some relationship trouble or friendship this or that or whatever, just general, you know, shit feeling. And then I go out and I practice what I preach, and I practice saying hi to 5 people today, and I practice it. Literally, me. Yes, me. I've been in the New York Times. I've been on Fox and Friends. I've been on Oz. I've been all around the world. I've dated beautiful women. I'm a cool guy. I could have been married 58 million times. Yes, me. Just like you. Because the flow is not a place that exists in time. And time is where the frustration happens. Time exists in the mind, and we can just go right back into frustration right now. We can go right back into that feeling of introversion right now. We can go right back into that apprehensive hell state where we're behind a glass wall right now, any one of us, me too. But there's a practice that I preach, that I share with you in my videos and with my clients, my one-on-one clients and my group coaching clients. I share this in depth, the way to the flow. And if I could just call my courses that, the art of the flow, the way to the flow, then that's what they are. And the way the flow brings you to connections and to beautiful women and to amazing experiences that you've always desired. That's where the flow brings you and beyond. It brings you to a state of nirvana, literally, nirvana. Right now, I'm in Havanna, Cuba, staying in my solo apartmente, which was hard fought and won after landing here and having nothing. I had an apartment. It turned out to be a sham, and then I hit the streets here in Havanna. And un poco español, un poco lo siento. And here I am in Havanna, and I had to trust the people that they were good, and they were. And everybody's got a little hustle here because they have to. But I met some really cool people, and they through a network of something we don't have here, the human network, not the internet network, the human network, they found me an apartment. Well, I have an apartment, but it's occupied. And then they share me another guy, he has an apartment, but it's occupied. And then about 10 guys down the chain, because they all know each other in a city of 3 million people. 1 million are cops, they say. I have now been in 2 different apartments because of that. Really nice ones too, with balconies and cool spots. And the flow took me there. And the reason I'm even here in Havanna is the flow and urge and impulse. I didn't have work to do here. I just had a little bit of time, and I had a desire to be somewhere I've never been and to experience something I never experienced. And the flow. And then there's a whole millions of people, millions of possible adventures to get into. How do you do that? You say yes when they arise. Because I've, even here myself, there's people offering me to do this adventure and that, go to this club, do that. And it's up to me to say yes or no. And if I had gone to the club last night, that would have been an adventure. If I had done this, I had done that. But instead I say yes to the things I want to say yes to, and I go on these flow states. So, it's just a thought about the flow. I want you to get it as a very real thing in your life. This isn't the end-all, be-all video on the flow, that's for sure, because there isn't one. But it's the idea that it's a very real thing, and you can step into it at any time. And an easy way out is doing something like I just did, popping on a plane and going somewhere. It's easy. An easier way out is just start waving to people. Literally, it gets you out of your head. Give people compliments and walk away. Like I always say, just give it to them and walk away. Whether they receive it or not, it's none of your business. And when you make a compliment, you have to use your observations. And when you use your observations, you leave your mind.
We'll be right back.